Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Kuth, and I'm here today to talk to you about how to raise livestock in Arcane Waters. We'll be going over the basics, like what you have to do to obtain your livestock, how to take care of them, what you can get from them, and how to breed them as well. Just like the rest of Arcane Waters right now, it is still in early access, and livestock is still very new, even for early access. It's not fully implemented, there's still going to be some kinks to work out, but hopefully this will give everyone a good base to get started. Without further ado, let's get into it. First things first, you're going to need a permit to raise livestock. You can get one of these by talking to Victoria in Port Haven. You'll have to do a couple quests first, but after you do that, talk to her again, and you'll be able to get your livestock permit. Once you have that, you're good to go. Right now in the game, there's 3 different animals you can use as livestock. The first is chickens. We just talked about how to get your first 2 from Victoria. You can get more by breeding them together, which we will talk about later in this guide. The second type are you can get goats. You get these by going to the general store in Port Haven, and you can purchase some there. And then you can get cows from the general store in Pines Peak. The gender of the animals you get is random, so you might have to buy more than 2 in order to get a male and a female of said animal. Alright, so in order to keep your animals happy and healthy, you're going to have to get them supplies, keep them watered and fed. All the supplies you need can be bought in any general store around the ocean. So you go ahead and talk to the NPC. There's 2.5 supplies you really need to buy from these guys. The first one is troughs. You're really going to need 2 of these at minimum. You're going to need 1 for water and 1 for hay. They're multi-purpose, so if you buy a trough, it can be used for either one. Next up, you are going to have to buy hay because your animals will need to eat. And finally, you can buy fences. Your animals are able to roam around your farm freely, but if you want to try to keep them corralled a little bit, you can buy some fences and try to set up pens for them. Before we get into exactly how to keep your animals fed and watered, we should talk about how to manage your animals and place them on your farm or just put them into storage. So you want to go to your crop storage shed on your farm, and then the third tab here, there'll be animals. You can see a list of all my animals. From here, let's go to these chickens I have down. They're already in the field. I can place them back in my shed and confirm. Now you can see Rachel is already there, and we can just place it back in the field from there. If you have one in the shed and you want to put it in your inventory for whatever reason, you can pick it back up, and then here you can place them in your inventory. To get animals out of your inventory and into your shed to then place in the field, you can go ahead and hit add animal. I already have a couple up here. Let's put in Gretzky, the goat, because he definitely is. So now if we look down and find him, he's there, and we can place him back in the field like that. I don't want him out there right now, so we'll bring him back. That's how you kind of control your animals and dictate if you want to store them or not. When they're actually in the field, it's harder to control them right now. There might be ways added down the line in order to encourage them or move them freely, but right now that's not an option. Now that we've bought supplies and know how to manage our animals to place them in the field, it's time to learn how to feed and water them. We're going to go over to this empty pen here. It's almost like I planned ahead and had this ready. You will need a hammer equipped, so go ahead and select your hammer, and the troughs you should have bought earlier are here. Just select your trough, place one here, make sure the cursors are green, take another one. I'm just going to set it up like this, and boom, 2 empty troughs. You'll also be able to place hay bales from your inventory. I currently already have some set up, and you can place them nearby or not. It's up to you. In order to fill a trough up with water, just select your watering can now, and just right-click near the trough. There it is, filled with water. Pretty easy peasy. Now the slightly trickier thing is to fill the troughs up with hay. You're going to need a pitchfork, go near your hay bales, whack them with it, you'll get some hay popping out like that, and then walk over to an empty trough, boom. You'll get a little message down here saying 1 hay. Now, your animals, when they're hungry and thirsty, should go over to these 2 troughs. Again, it's a little buggy right now, so mine are being a little derpy, but that's how you keep them fed and watered. Right now you can get 3 things from your animals, the first of which is dung. This will probably be the most common. You can see a couple right here, just walk near them and you'll pick them up automatically, kind of like you do for crops. The other 2 you can get are eggs from chickens, which you can see here, and then goats can also drop cheese. Eggs and cheese seem to only drop out when your animals are happy and healthy. Right now, none of these 3 commodities, being dung, egg, and cheese, do anything. Just kind of hoard them for now, and as livestock gets more fully implemented, hopefully there'll be a use for them later down the line. Finally, let's talk about breeding. In order to breed your livestock, you're going to need a male and the female of the same species. Hopefully that makes sense. You're also going to have to make sure they are happy, healthy, not hungry, and not thirsty. Well, not thirsty for water. If they're thirsty in other ways, that could actually help the breeding process. It's not a guarantee that they're going to breed. It seems to be a random chance just as long as they meet all of those conditions. There is an item you can buy from the general store called an alluring scent that says it greatly increases the chance of breeding for a limited time. I personally haven't tested it out, but if you got the disposable income for it, give it a shot. Alrighty, so that just about wraps up our video. Thank you so much everyone for watching. Livestock is something I'm very excited to see how it progresses as the game develops. I feel like there's a lot of potential here. If you have any questions, please visit the Arcane Waters Discord, which I'll link below, or feel free to DM me or leave something in the comments. I'll be happy to help however I can. Hopefully I'll see everyone in the next video, and enjoy the rest of your days.